Ceviche, synonymous with hot weather eating, synonymous with summer. And friends, I have a doozy of one for you. It's delicious, it's healthy, and it's easy. So without further ado, I've got a doc to get to. Let me show you how. Hi friends, I'm Erin, the founder and chief sommelier here at the Wine Sisters, and welcome to our YouTube channel. This is the place where every week we show you how to eat, drink, and entertain like a pro. This week, it's week 2 of our cottage living. If you didn't see last week's video, we are showing you a fantastic dockside sipper that you can check out right here. It's delicious. You'll definitely want to have that. And I do have to make a note to say this is truly a family affair. Behind the camera is my intrepid camera person, Sienna. That's my niece, and she's doing a fabulous job. Say hi, Sienna.
Hello.
There you go. And there goes my brother-in-law, probably walking down to the dock as well. It's all family, all fun, all the time. Anyway, you can see people are already out having their fun, so I want to get to it, and I want to show you this fantastic coconut ceviche. Last January, I was in Costa Rica for, lucky me, most of the month, and we had ceviche weekly, in some cases nearly daily. It was truly gluttonous, but in the South, especially in places like Mexico or in Costa Rica, ceviche is everywhere, often made with scallops or firm-fleshed whitefish. This one's a vegan version, but don't change that channel, even though meat lovers I've served it to have loved it. Truly, when I came back and I created this vegan version, I brought it to a kickoff party for a kickoff for summer, and even the meat lovers, they went back for thirds. One of my best compliments. I'm also going to tell you about how we're going to pair a sparkling wine, but hang on to your hat. We'll talk about that one in a minute. Okay, so the most difficult part of this recipe is opening and getting the coconuts out. For this, you're going to need young Thai coconuts. So these are the ones that have this sort of almost papery or woodsy outside, not the ones that you get in the Instagram emojis. You want the ones that have this kind of softer, papery outside. A lot of people are mostly concerned or have never even opened a coconut, so I opened these up earlier, and I did make sure that Sienna recorded me doing it, so this is how you do it. Take a look. You just take the blunt end of your knife, not the pointy end, the blunt end here, and it's actually really easy. First thing what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna cut away some of this extra skin. Just get rid of some of that so we can expose more of the nut. Okay, so I just, as you saw, I peeled away a little bit of the extra coating or flesh or shell, just so I can expose the nut a little bit easier. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to use the blunt end, not the pointy end, of my knife, and I'm just going to start tapping it with some force, and eventually you're gonna find the soft spot, just like when you're looking for the stud in a wall. When am I not looking for a stud? But when you're looking for the stud in a wall and you're tapping it, it's same sort of idea, same sort of principle. So I'll show you how we'll do it. You just tap it along like this until you find it, and then eventually it gives away. Okay, so now that we have our coconuts open, what you want to do is you just want to use a spoon. It's really easy. The flesh inside is really soft. All you need to do is just run your spoon along, and out it comes into this beautiful, almost a fillet of coconut meat. Really gorgeous. Look how beautiful that looks. Doesn't that look great? So as you can see, nothing to it. When you open up a coconut, a little bit of elbow grease, but ultimately it's highly rewarding and a terrific stress reliever. Okay, so I've got all of my coconut flesh all bitten down. I didn't bite it. That's not how I did it. It might be cottage living and it might be rustic around here, but I didn't bite it into pieces. We sort of tore it or cut it into pieces. So obviously into my bowl, I'm going to just dump all of that right in. And you can see here that we've got this beautiful plate of all the other accoutrements. We're going to be using 2 Persian cucumbers, about a cup of diced shallot, about a quarter cup, half a cup of cilantro. I know this is a controversial ingredient, so if you're not into it, feel free to work around it. We've got 1.5 diced up avocado and 1 of these red chilies. These are the long fingered chilies. They're about as long as my finger and about the width of my finger as well. And then I'm going to show you the dressing. Consider this recipe a guideline, not necessarily a Bible. We say that all the time. What's really integral though is you're definitely going to want to have your avocado. This gives it a nice creaminess. I'm just going to push all of that in there. And of course, we've also got our red pepper. You don't want to handle these too much, but these are moderately fiery. You could also use jalapeno if you don't have the red chili peppers. So I'm just going to brush all that in there. And I'm going to use my hands. They've been washed. They're very clean, aren't they, Sienna? Yes. Okay, so I'm just gonna mix that all around. All right, so now that we have our ceviche mixed up, we're going to use the very important dressing. We wanna have something really acidic. So of course I'm using the traditional lime. You could also use lemon, or you could even mix in a little bit of grapefruit or orange as well for a really tasty treat. So I'm gonna use this bowl, and I'm just gonna squeeze in, I like it really, really nice and acidic because the creaminess of the avocado and the richness of the coconut will absorb it really nicely, and you want that really beautiful citrusy bite. Okay, so we also then, into our lime juice, this is probably going to be 2 limes, I don't know, about 2 ounces of lime juice. I think it's gonna be good for our volume of our ceviche, but I've also got really tasty stuff. Cumin, I love it. I'm using a full tablespoon. You're gonna need more salt than you think. This is another tablespoon of salt, and just a little bit, maybe half a tablespoon of smoked paprika. The smoked really gives it an interesting depth of flavor. Okay, so now that it's all rolled up, we're just going to put it in there. No hands this time because I don't want to have floppy hands. So just with my spoon, my whisk technically, but hey, once again, cottage living, you got to use what you got. And what I'm going to do is I could serve this right away, but the beauty of this dish as well is that you can put it in the fridge and save it for a few hours. The lovely bite of that acidity is going to keep the avocado nice and green, so you don't have to worry about that. So that takes care of our ceviche. I'm gonna serve this with some tortilla chips, but one last thing, corn nuts. They give a really great crunch. We've got the fleshiness of the coconut, we've got the creaminess of the avocado, we've got the soft bite of the cucumber, we've got that little hint of heat from the pepper, and this, my darlings, just adds a nice crunch. It offers a really great little crunch to your ceviche. If you are going to be letting this sit in the fridge, do this last minute because obviously the corn nuts soften up. So with a ceviche, you don't necessarily have to muss and fuss. You can open up a cerveza, sit lakeside, and call it a day. But if you're looking for a great wine pairing, what you're looking for is a wine that has a nice acidic lift with it. As we said in the ceviche, we've got that beautiful acidic bite from the lime, we've got that great saltiness, we've got all of that herbaceousness from the vegetables and the herbs. So what you'll want to do is echo all of those flavors. Sauvignon Blanc is very popular, but you could also go with an herbaceous Gruner Veltliner out of Austria, or you could even do a beautiful Verdejo out of Spain. But today, no, we're on holiday and we like feeling celebratory, so we're gonna go with a sparkling wine. This is a traditional method sparkling wine, and if you need to know a little bit more about sparkling wine, just check out this video where we go through the basics of what's the difference between Prosecco, Champagne, Cava, and all of the rest. It's a terrific, informative video. Do watch it, but stick around and watch that after you watch this. So I really like sparkling wine for all things. I think it's your get out of jail free card. I think it goes with so many things, but the sparkling wine offers a nice acidic bite, just like what we want for this, and it has that same bubbly effervescence. So for the same principles that you have a nice lager beer or a cerveza with your ceviche, a sparkling wine, a dry brut sparkling wine is a brilliant pairing. Try it and let me know what you think in the comments below. Well, that takes care of another week at the cottage, friends. I think we have one more week, so do make sure you tune in next week for what we get up to next week, right, Sienna? It's gonna be fun, right?
Yes.
We're loving it. Okay, guys, if you found this video helpful, we would absolutely love it if you could give us a like and maybe hit that subscribe button and even share it with your friends and family, anyone who wants to know more about how to eat, drink, and entertain like a pro. And we always, always love a positive review. So if you have the time, give us a little comment below as well and let us know how you're enjoying these videos. But until next week, stay well, drink better, enjoy the cottage.